Hi, this is Paul Bursey from Whittam in Essex in the UK, and welcome to SuccessCafe.tv. My co-presenter is...
Warren Connolly, coming to you from Santander in Hungary, Central Europe. Just outside of Budapest.
Very good.
The beautiful
And how's your day gone?
So.
Busy.
So, yeah, it's been busy.
Okay. Welcome to everyone on YouTube and Facebook Live and our podcasts that go out to about 6 different places. So, yeah, it's growing traction. It's doing quite well at the moment. So before I get going, I want to just pass something past you, or tell you something about passive income. Now, passive income can be a great strategy for generating side income. Now, does this appeal to you at all? If it does, then get in touch with us. Now, I've got... can you see that? Oh, hang on.
A little bit higher? Yeah.
It's successcafetv@mail.com. So we'll be showing it again before the end, probably in the middle and the end. So, but as I say, we're here to help people make money. It's as simple as that. Anyway, let's get into today's subject. Today's subject is the magical power of 3. Now, before I get going, I've got to hand this over to Warren because he reminded me about this a couple of weeks ago. He's very passionate about it. So we'll give the opening words to Warren.
Okay, well, yeah, Paul alluding to the fact that I'm very passionate about this. It has, I mean, if you think about 3s and how we have been conditioned all our lives to think in 3s, behave in 3s, and even still tell stories in the manner of 3s. You can, I'm sure anybody listening to this video will be able to allude or be able to connect with that from their own cultural background, the stories that they tell in their cultures, the schooling that they had. The power of 3 is present everywhere, you know, and it's because it's kind of how our brains are able to put things together in 3s as well. So it's for me, working in 3s is very effective, really. Just today I was having a conversation with somebody about multitasking and trying to eradicate multitasking and focus on one thing at a time. And you've touched on it before, Paul, is about, you know, putting your focus into one thing and then doing it, but don't do more than 3 a day, for example, you know. And this is the power of 3, really. And you know, what Paul is alluding to is the passion that I have for it is when working with individuals. Now, I like to work with either 3 customers at a time or 3 business partners at a time. And the reason being is because it allows me to maximize my time with those people. And then on top of that, what I'm actually showing them is the power of 3. So especially with business partners, you know, when we help them get set up into their business and get moving and get that traction for themselves, we work with them on 3 levels. And this is why I truly not love the idea, but I just I trust in the idea. I trust in the system of the power of 3.
Fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's quite simple. I mean, now just one other little bit about that is they say 3's a crowd, but in this particular instance, you're allowed to be a gooseberry. So, but think of 1, 2, 3, ABC. Now, there is, let me just on YouTube for a moment. Yeah, there is a great video, which is about 13 minutes long, called The Power of 3 by Mark Moore. So if you want to know more about that, then it's very funny. I mean, I could spoil a lot of it for you, but I won't. Okay. So, Yeah, because once you listen to something like that, it sticks in your mind, you know. And for me, the Power of Three is a very, very vital way of thinking.
Yeah, it
For
is.
many reasons, but let's just talk about being an entrepreneur, being a business owner, you know, being someone who wants to get on and make money. When you start something, it's very, very easy to be overwhelmed, confused, stressed out, you know. And what happens if you do that is you switch off and probably quit. And, you know, if we're doing training, we don't want people to switch off. We don't want people to quit. Life is already very, very complex. And then our humans make it complex, but it is complex. You know, we want things to be fairly easy. So, in other words, so if you were starting a business, we wouldn't give you more than 3 things to do in a day. Okay? So it could be, let's say you're in a business where you need leads and you have to write down a list of people that you want to speak to. So the first step would be making a list. Okay? The second step would be finding some icebreakers or small conversations to have with people to get them interested in what you're doing, especially if you're selling something. Okay. And it could be, as I've said it before, just send someone a text, put coffee and a question mark. So one of those 3 things could be coffee question mark. Okay. Now, do you think that everybody could do that? Yeah. I think the answer is yes, you can. Okay. Now, don't worry about what you're going to say afterwards. Okay. You're just getting an idea, testing the water. Okay. So the first one's making a list. Second one's just sending them a message. The third one would be just to arrange to chat to them. So you make an appointment. See, that would be an example of 1, 2, 3. Now, everybody can do that. But what happens is when someone starts a new business, it could be anything. It doesn't have to be a business. They get hammered with loads of stuff, and it feels like this big weight on them.
Yeah.
You know, and people just mentally want to be in a different place. You know, and that's why people goof off and go and watch Law and Order. Yes, no, I do. But you know, so it's very important.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which one? The one with the Ginger Ninja?
Yeah.
The Miami one, I think that is Miami. Yeah, CIS Miami.
So Miami, yeah, CSI Miami.
CSI, sorry, not CIS.
Which is pretty unique. So, what we're talking about is attention span. And another way of looking at it is attention span. How long is your attention span? Now, I know me, and my attention span used to be that of a cat or a budgerigard or something like that. Whereas I start thinking about something and I've gone. I was about, if you're lucky, 10 minutes and I've gone. You know, and I still have days when 20 minutes is about my maximum. But then I have other days, because you train yourself over years, to go for 2-3 hours. Okay, but I understand it when people can't concentrate on more than 1 or 2, 3 things. Okay, so it's just a way of learning. It's a way of focusing on what you're doing. So you could have your priority, which is your number 1 thing you have to do that day. Okay, is what Warren was alluding to. But that's 1 of 3 things. The other 2 are musts, but they can come later. Okay.
Yeah.
And that is the power of 3.
Yeah.
Okay? It means, and I've mentioned this quite a lot of times before, and that is the power of 3 means you focus, crystal clear vision, and focus on what you're doing. Okay. And you let people know that you're not available for the hour or those 2 hours. So you're not interrupted. If you get distracted in any way, that's the end of it's 50% of everything you've done gone out the window. So you turn your phone off. Right. I've just remembered to put mine on airplane mode. You know, and as I say, I've just now said that I'm going to get rid of Facebook. Now, look, it doesn't matter if you make mistakes. You know, as long as you get it right most of the time, it doesn't really matter. So, Warren, what about using the power of three if you training someone on fitness? How would you use it in that?
That would be basically like, for example, when I start off with somebody, I initiate obviously the physical aspect of our relationship in terms of their training and getting them physically moving. Then I will slow, once I can see that they're comfortable with the idea of the regularity of training, consistency, then I introduce the nutrition. And then after the nutritional side, then I'm introducing the mental side of it, of the game. So the men, very often, ideally it would be about doing the mental work first, and then the other two. But you can't have a client come on board and start sitting down and talking to them about their mental side of their health, and without doing the other stuff. So this is the power of three for me. This is how I like to work with threes. It's a three-stage process, and then everything is encompassed thereafter. Also, if I'm working with somebody and let's say we're doing an actual workout session, then for me, many of my sessions kind of flow. I like my workouts to flow. I don't have a strict, rigid workout protocol for each individual client. I have an idea, but then I move into the program. But it's always around a three-phase system as well again. And that could be something as simple for everybody listening, for the layman, is a warm-up, a workout, a stretch. Something as simple as that.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Very, very, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's look, one think about, and I can clearly remember when I started a new job, and I go to my office for the first day. Before I even started, before my first day, I got given a laptop, I got given a BlackBerry, I got given a pile of papers and documents and everything, like getting started workbooks to understand who's who in the zoo, what's where, how's what, all of these things, and then for my first week, it was basically orientation. Even though I had work to do, I needed to orientate myself because there was so much information. It took me like a week to get orientated. That's before getting started with my work. And it was daunting. It was really daunting. So yeah, if you keep it simple and you keep it to threes, which is what our brain is able to cope with, the factor of three, then it just simplifies things.
Yeah, I think it doesn't matter. First of all, it's easy to remember. Okay.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean that you get to the end of those three things and stop. That's not the reasoning behind it. The reasoning behind it is, one, you get something done that's positive in the day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And now, if you find that the one is the priority that you're doing is that good and takes that long, that's fine. You haven't got to do the other two. Okay. But that will be quite rare. Normally, what would be, I would have a piece of paper with a priority on it, one priority. That is my goal for the day. There'll be another piece of paper with the two musts on it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't believe in to-do lists. They're just like reminders. Okay, that's it.
I think to-do lists just put added pressure on your shoulders, and because to-do lists can be so long as well. It's just
and it's nothing worse mentally if you've got this big long to-do list and A, you haven't done anything on it, or B, you've only done half of it. You think it's a failure day.
Yeah, true.
And you can, really and truly, you should spend a lot of time thinking as well, not overthinking, but just thinking. Spending time, a little bit of solitude each day. Am I moving in the right direction? How did yesterday go? What did I do yesterday? Was it the right thing? Just to keep abreast of everything that you're doing. It's very, very important. But when it comes down to crunch time, to play time, the game time, game time football on a Saturday used to be 3 o'clock. It's every hour now. But
football's every
yeah,
second.
it used to be 3 o'clock on a Saturday. It was game time,
Yeah.
and you had to be ready and focused and ready to rock and roll. Okay. Now your time may be that it's 9 o'clock in the morning every morning. So you're going to set aside 2 hours to get your priority done. Then if you do it in 1 hour, that's fantastic, But then you've got another hour to get those two musts done as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then after that, go and have some lunch, go and have a run, whatever you do, and think, okay, I've had a great day. I've done what I meant to do. So what am I going to do now? Okay.
Even as far as your day is concerned, you can break that up into threes.
Yeah, absolutely.
And an example that I can use for myself is when I wake up in the morning, until I've had my workout, which is relatively early, but until I've had my workout, that's my first section of my day.
Mm-hmm.
After my workout, my second section of my day starts. And then later on in the day, my third section of my day starts. So my first section is all about the inner game. My first section, it's all about this. Yeah. What driving force information am I putting into my brain, into my subconscious, into my belief system, into my physiology? What information am I putting in there? And that's the first part of my day is geared around that. And then the second part of my day is work, is money producing activities. And then the third part of the day is geared more towards like either studying or winding down. So it will be studying and winding down, really. So I'll do some research work, studying, that kind of stuff, and then I'll wind down. Maybe a series or a movie with the family or whatever that may look like. But that's even for my day, it's broken up into 3 sections. So I just find it so manageable, man. It's just, and it's more natural. I find it's like instinctive when you follow that pattern, and it just becomes very easy to keep moving, to keep doing consistently.
Fantastic. All right. Well, listen. Just to remind people, if you're worried about being able to save enough of your earnings to meet your retirement goals, for those people in my age sort of bracket and maybe a little bit younger, you can build wealth through passive income. Now, this is a strategy that might well appeal to you. You could be in the process of changing a career or switching jobs or whatever, and this doesn't impact any of that. So if you want to know more, give us a shout, send us an email on successcafetv@mail.com. That's MAIL. So back to the Power 3, and I think it's going to be a pretty quick one today, actually. So just to give you an idea of how I see it, because we're all unique, we're all individuals, and we see it slightly different. My first things I do in the morning is obviously the alarm goes off and it's 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'm up. And go to the little boy's room. Okay. Then I clamber back in bed, would you believe? Now, it's not because I'm lazy. It's not because I'm going to go back to sleep. All right. Basically, it's because of the first part of my day, really, 3 things I do. One is I do 3 to 5 minutes on gratitude. And it's normally a YouTube video. Okay. I don't sit there and with my own thoughts at that point. Then I do 5 minutes meditation. Okay. Again, I use YouTube. That's the way I do it. It's much easier for me to do that. And the third thing is for my 1, 2, 3, and that is I listen to something that's inspirational. So the whole thing takes about 20 minutes. Then I'm ready to get up properly. I'm wide awake, but then I'm ready to get up.
Okay.
And then the second 3 kick into place. When I'm ready. Very simple, and that basically is clean my teeth, a bit of oral hygiene. Then it's basically hydration. I don't want to be drinking down what's been there all night, and then I go and exercise. That's on a general day. Didn't today, but that's a general day. So again,
you went for a walk today. You went for a walk though.
Yeah, I did 2 mile walk today.
Yeah.
So by
That's
the
exercise.
stream, look at the swans. So that was
Oh, lovely.
so that gives you an idea. You can use it for anything. This Power of Three, it really doesn't matter. I mean, you end up doing loads more, but if you mentally, you don't. If you do it some of the time, not all the time, because if you're with the wife, you're not going to be thinking about threes and different things like that, are you? So, but when you want to get things done, and that way you don't miss anything, because there's nothing worse than get through a day. Oh, I forgot to do that. You know, that's what works against your psyche really, really badly. So,
And especially for those folks that do use this, you know, when if you've got reminders on your phone, it's great to have reminders on your phone because that's a very easy, practical. Why not? But just be careful you're not having too many reminders on your phone. You know, I've done that before where I've got so many reminders on my phone.
yeah,
For things that it just becomes overwhelming and I end up doing nothing. I end up doing none of it. Yeah. So just use your phone as well to put the reminders on there for you to do whatever it is that you need to do. And then also the other thing is that Power of Three, if you're thinking about when you're actually doing something and if you're focusing, and you touched on it just now regarding focus and concentration time. You know, you could be doing, let's say you're working in segments of 30 minutes. Okay. You sit in a state of tranquility and calmness for 30 seconds to a minute, and you focus on what you want to accomplish in the next 20 minutes. You just focus only on that. You focus on that task at hand for the next 20 minutes. So it's kind of like a segment of intention. So you're creating the intention for that segment, okay, mentally. And you're telling the universe, this is what I want to achieve in the next 20 minutes. You do your work for 20 minutes. And this could be the same applied you can apply the same technique to studying for that matter, okay? Then you break for 10 minutes. And then you go back again for another 30 seconds to a minute, 20-minute work, 10-minute rest. So in that 10 minutes, you could be closing your eyes for 10 minutes. You can go to the toilet for 10 minutes. You can go make some food or cup of coffee or cup of tea or something like that. Do something other than what you were doing for the previous 20 minutes. And that cycle of 3 activities or 3 actions, what it does is it breaks up the monotony of what you're doing of your day, okay? And at the same time, you're constantly refreshing yourself all the time. You're just refreshing yourself. And you just try it, give it a go. You're focusing on what you want to do it's a segment of intention, 30 seconds to 1 minute. Do your work for 20 minutes, and then you're resting for like 9-10 minutes in between. And then you do the same thing again. You keep doing that throughout the day.
yeah.
And that's another example of Power of Three. It's just doing something because this is how our brains are conditioned. Yeah, this is how our brains are conditioned to perform for many of us.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, look, at the end of the day, the Power of Three just makes things more effective. That's how I see it. You should try them and find out. You know, when we're teaching people, just give them 3 very, very simple, basic approaches to talk to people. You know, as I mentioned earlier, you know, it's because you could go on all day. You haven't got to go on a seminar or a webinar. Okay, you don't need to do that. Just do some very, very simple, effective, efficient things. You know, the Power of Three is clear, it's obvious, it's also very smooth. Yes, you can have some hiccups along the way, but people like things that are straightforward and uncomplicated, and it's as simple as that. Would you agree with that?
Totally. Yeah, it's. I mean, we've seen it in abundance in recent times where people just get overwhelmed by complication of what we as humans like to typically do is just make things complicated. You know, make make things difficult for ourselves. Just today, I was chatting to somebody, and he was talking about having to work hard and things like that. And I wanted to say to him, no, my friend, you don't need to work hard. You just got to work smart.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you don't need to work hard.
Yeah, we understand the theory of working hard and work and sweat equity and all this type of thing. And yes, there are going to be times when you feel like you're working hard, but unless you're digging a hole with a spade, you're not working hard. Trust me. Okay? Now, we're not saying there are a lot of people out there that don't work hard. I'm not saying that. I'm saying in our profession, it's not hard work. What is hard? Yeah, what is hard is when you put 10 hours into the day and you don't know what you've done. That's hard.
Yeah, that's hard.
Yeah. So, like with one of the things with our business, it's study, practice, teach.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So think in threes. You can make your own ones up. It really doesn't matter what they are, but find things that work for you. And Again, I'll go back to it. It's all about not being confused, not being overwhelmed, and not being stressed.
Yes, yes.
We don't want that with anyone. And obviously, this has got nothing to do with the power of three, but keep the communication lines open. It's as simple as that. Okay. So with that, have you got anything else to say at all, Warren?
No, not tonight, Paul. Thanks.
Okay, we've done a short one, really, but all I will say, just ending up, nothing to do with this, obviously, passive income. If you're interested in finding out some more, we will work with you. And who's that? Is that your daughter, Laura?
Yeah, Laura's just come home.
Oh, tell her hello.
Hello.
So passive income. If I don't know your present situation, and only you know that. Passive income help you. Think about it. Get in touch with us. That's it.
Don't think too hard about it. If it feels good, do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it doesn't, don't.
If it doesn't, don't. Exactly.
Fantastic. All right. Well, it's great to see you, Warren, and great job. And we say goodbye to everyone, and we'll be back on Friday with healthierlife.tv.
Yes, we will.
Years. It's something different. So have a fantastic time and enjoy your week, everyone.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
Yeah, absolutely. See you later. Bye.